date someone with no ambition but loyal, or someone driven but always making you question their loyalty?
Oh, driven, definitely. I'll deal with the loyalty issues later.
Would you rather get back with your ex for $10,000 or stay single and broke?
Oh my god, I would stay single and broke.
Would you rather marry someone who can cook jollof rice better than your mom, or someone who never argues but can't cook at all?
Be honest, you got a little money and a little chain, but can you last longer than 2K loading screens or not? Gasps and laughter. Hey,
Would you take back a man who cheated if he paid all your rent, got you a BBL, and sent you on a trip to Bali?
girl.
The BBL.
He can cheat all he wants.
He can cheat all he wants.
Rent paid too, don't forget.
100. I took out 100. You see this? This ain't a zoo no more. This a zone. Bring another 100. Matter of fact, bring rhinos, tigers, MMA fighters. I eat pressure. I've fought beasts, and y'all still sending me men.
Y'all thought 100 was gonna be enough? Bruh, I ain't even stretched yet. Send another batch, and this time, make it interesting.
I didn't ask to be part of this, but once blood hits your name, it never washes off.
Culprit City, where truth is buried deep and innocence is a death sentence.
If you do this job, you never come back to me.
We've seen 100 break-ins.
But this one?
Too clean, too personal.
We'll get whoever did this.
You were there that night, weren't you?
I can't do this anymore, Cole. I have a family.
Rio, we don't make peace. We don't play the game.
É o Lipe Prod de novo? Aê, Lipe Prod! Ei, tu mandelão!
JTV, JTV,
what's going on? And welcome back to the JATV, J Andre TV show. And we are here with a special guest today, man, singer, songwriter, producer, and a dope ass guitar player, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for my guy, Phil Faconti, y'all. Come on! Put your hands together. Where's the goddamn energy? Bring that shit. All right?
What's up, Jay?
I don't hear you clapping either. All right. I heard you.
What's up, Jay? Happy to be here.
Yes, man. Look at you got the smooth roll. Yeah.
Long fucking time,
He put the
man.
Billy D voice on. Nah, but anyway.
It's been a long fucking time.
It's been a long time. I'm glad that you're here. You know what I'm saying? Man, how was the last time we actually played together? Like, you know.
Played together. Damn,
like,
man. Was it at the church?
It was.
It might have actually been. That was like March 3rd or 4th of 2020.
That was, man. That's when it was over.
Oh, my Lord.
That's when the band we had together is just, it was done.
It was a few days before New York, like, completely shut down.
Yeah. It was a very, very tough time for everyone, you know. But I'm glad you're here, man. It's cool, you know. Like I said, singer, songwriter, producer, and all that stuff. So tell me, since we want to go right into it, because I want to make sure that how are you feeling? You feeling comfortable?
I'm feeling good. I like the setup you got. I like these green couches.
Thank you.
Got a little fern over here. Very nice.
You know what I'm saying? Got to water these things. Take care of those plants. Yes, man. So I'm here, you're here, and we're gonna go right ahead and start. I'm gonna ask some questions about what's going on.
I'm so
what you've been doing,
I'm so
what I mean?
curious what the hell you're gonna ask
If
me.
you're gonna ask me, I'm gonna ask you some real serious damn questions, boy. Be prepared. No, I'm just joking. There's nothing serious like that. So basically, first question is like, let's go back to the beginning. What was like the moment you realized like music was like your first love?
That's a good question. I always say I got the dream from my dad. For sure. He's an artist of some kind, for sure. Shout out to Dad.
Shout outs to Dad.
And,
all right.
He was always very supportive. And, honestly, I didn't think I wanted to play guitar until I found Blink 182. I know. It's kind of a weird start, to be totally honest. But I was a kid when they were big, and, something about the sound. It was like the palm muting of the guitar. I was like, what is that sound? I actually thought it was the bass, because I looked at like the credits of the album, and I was like, okay, it says guitar, bass, and drums. And I was like, well, guitar is like that acoustic thing, right? So like that's what that sounds like. That can't be making that sound. So I was like, it can't be the drums. It must be the bass.
Right.
Yeah, so I thought it was the bass, and I told my dad, man, I want to play bass. So we went to Sam Ash music store.
Shout outs to Sam Ash, come on.
Shout outs to Sam Ash, some of them still around, yeah.
Hopefully I get sponsored.
The first time I was in a music store, I saw all these guitars like hanging on the walls.
Yeah. You see all of that, yeah.
Yeah, and I had never seen that before. And we were just getting a strap for a bass that he had acquired, my dad. And so I went in and picked
strap as for the
like
guitar.
a strap for the bass.
Oh, okay, you have to be careful, be specific.
Yeah,
when you say people get the strap.
No, it was a strap for the bass, and he was just online like negotiating with the guy. So I was like hanging out. I picked up a red Stratocaster and I plugged it into a Marshall amp while I was waiting, and I just heard like coming out of the amplifier.
Yeah.
And I was like, we left the store, and I was like, Dad, I think I want to play guitar.
That's when you fell in love. You heard that sound.
He had just got me a bass, and I was like, I think I want to play guitar.
I think that's how I fell in love with the Hammond organ. Like I always loved piano. I played piano and everything, but like certain instruments that like the Hammond organ, like I don't know what it is about it, but I love that instrument. Like I really, really love that instrument. I fell in love with it when I first heard it at what church? I want to say it probably was Elam. Shout outs to Elam International Fellowship. It was years back, and
where was that?
It was on. I want to say it's like Placid and Madison, or Placid between Putnam and Madison, something like that. They have like the whole thing. They have like the whole cathedral, and then they have another sanctuary where they have night service. So they in the big cathedral is the pipe organ. Yeah. I never really was too cared for pipe organs, but the Hammond organ was in the sanctuary, and there was a guy who used to play there. His name was Pastor Curtis Douglas. He used to be my music instructor as well for a little bit, and then I heard him play, and I was just like, yo, bro, like. And then that Leslie, when it like turns, and there was that sound that it gives, and it's like, oh, like, what is it doing there? Like, how is he doing it? And come to find out, it's just like a little switch. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, for me, a Hammond organ always does it for me.
I mean, you were talking about pipe organ. I grew up in like Catholic churches, and that's like the big, that's like the the big bombastic instrument in that whole setting.
I guess that's the same thing for like Baptist churches and stuff. That's like the bombastic instrument is the Hammond, and you hear that everywhere now.
Yeah.
I mean, now they got it in Pentecostal churches and stuff. So it's universal. I love it. Shout outs to you, and shout outs to Dad. Being that inspiration for your son. Always get that. It's the same thing for me with my singing. I started hearing my dad because he used to be in church, and I used to like be a little kid, and he used to be singing. My dad, you would hear him out. Everybody like harmonizing.
He was a singer.
And I used to be like, oh my God. I used to be like, yo, my dad is fucking cool for that shit. You know what I mean? Like for real. I loved it because his voice used to always stands out. Like you couldn't miss it. He was always good with harmonizing. I guess that's probably why I'm always loving harmony. But
that's beautiful.
Shout outs to dads. You know what I'm saying? Being that instrument, that inspiration. Yes. Okay, so now you do it all. You're singing, songwriting, producing, and of course, you're a dynamic guitar player. So tell me, which part of the creative process do you feel at most home in?
That's a weird one. I love playing the guitar. For guitar, it's just like play.
I think that was a little bit of a giveaway. I was shit.
Sure.
Yeah,
No. But you know what? It's actually a good question because producing is not something I ever thought about. It's not something I ever like. I never thought. I still really don't think of myself as a producer, to be totally honest. I think like I make this joke. Being a good producer is like being someone's priest. I think it goes a step further than the therapist because it's like you're actually like dealing with some of the biggest dreams of someone's life. You know what I'm saying? They're like putting almost like their heart and soul into it, you know? So, and what I found is like being a producer, you're kind of just open to all aspects of the project moving forward in whatever way, you know? And so I didn't even, anything I've actually produced that was notable, I did actually get 2 Grammy nominations as a producer like a few years ago, and that was not something that was like...
Right. Grammy nominated. See, come on, I should have been saying all that stuff. Grammy nominated. Come on, put your hands together for the Grammy nominated ladies. Come on, guys. Grammy nominated. Come on. 2 times.
I'm saying that as, you know, I walked into that scenario not thinking of myself really as a producer, but really just looking at the project at hand and wanting to make music sound good, you know, make something that was meaningful and help the people that were there trying to make something, help them achieve that was sort of the MO of the whole situation. And then, you know, of course, some accolades, great. But
I know I love producing. Producing is like fun. It's like it's kind of like almost like a playground kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? You have the things that all the instruments that you have, and you're able to like use whatever you can use. You know
it's fun. It's fun nowadays. I mean, it's fun nowadays because really, like all things are off the table. All the old rules are off the table. It's like if you could make it. I honestly approach it with what I think is a little bit of a.
What's even scary is that you hear the music, and it's like you're looking at it, you're like, that came from my head. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, that came from my mind, and it's actually...
I'm telling you, I approach it with a little bit of, like, almost, I don't know, I think of, like, a hip-hop based thinking. It's like, if it sounds good, it is good. Just leave it alone. Like, whatever it is that's happening here, I'm not thinking about why this works or all that stuff, but I kind of try to take an approach like that, and that's been the most fun outside of guitar playing. Just seeing how like that approach can help so many different people sort of get from A to B.
Shout out to my man Lace too, because honestly, like when I first got into producing, like he kind of was like the inspiration because this guy was like always in the studio. This dude always made the beats, and it was like it's crazy because him, Timbaland, was like always been like kind of like my favorite because they always had like that hard hitting knocking sound. Pause. You know what I'm saying? But it's that bass, that drum sound, that kick sound, you know what I'm saying? It's like you just feel it when you know, like you get punched in your chest. So it was just like that type of style always inspired me to kind of do producing as well and, you know, learn about it. You know what I mean?
What about Timbaland with the new AI artist?
What's that?
Timbaland with the new AI artist?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I heard there's a lot of people that's like, you know, like you said, you know, people was talking about backlash on it. I mean, I get it. Yeah. I guess they can look at it as, hey, why you didn't sign a real artist instead of just signing this AI artist? But, you know, I don't know. I think it's just probably just an experience for him. I don't think he's going to go 30 years with this one artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not doing that. I think it's just an experiment like what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I use a lot of AI stuff, too, in my work. You know what I'm saying? So it's an experience that we're using and, you know, just experiment.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would be able to say no as the producer on the forefront of AI, doing like the first ever AI artist, whatever the hell's
crazy
going on.
with
I mean,
it, bro.
Even if nothing happens amazing with it, it's just a cool thing to like be involved
with. It is.
I
mean, yeah, it is. AI is kind of doing everything, creating all these beats, creating music, even lyrics. Like, you know, even with that AI, look at it is. That's a whole generated, self AI generated, you know, artist right there, right? Who knows how to sound like what it is today. You know what I'm saying? On a Timbaland track, which, you know, any damn thing he puts out and produce, it's gonna be fire.
Sure.
So it worked. So I don't see what everybody's going crazy for. All right, but okay, so Let me see what I said. Let me see. Okay, so when you're producing, how do you know when a song is done? Like, do you know, or do you ever feel like it's never really finished? You ever have that moment? 'Cause I know I get that a lot.
I know what you mean. I try to stay away from rabbit holes as much as I possibly can. They don't fucking do anything for anybody. Honestly, I often do have like a vision. What's interesting is like going through the process of actually finishing something. It often goes back and forth between what vision I have and what other visions end up emerging in the room, and sort of where all of those could talk to each other in some way. Sometimes you're in complete control, but that's rare.
Yeah.
And you know, it's really nice to like have a flow where all of a sudden something new comes from somebody else and you're like, oh my god, that solves another thing that I was not, you know. That's the best when that's happening, because like all of a sudden you're just kind of there holding up your end of something, and other people are doing their part, and as a result this like whole fucking thing is like coming together. You're like, wow, how did this get here?
Yeah.
You know, and eventually you like, you're hitting play on something, like, what the fuck is this?
It's like, is that kind of the same thing? Like, if you have like wrote a song and you have like I wrote a song and then it's like you sit and think about it, and you're like, damn, like I actually wrote this, like it kind of hits you, like.
Actually, I mean, I'm working on a guitar-based record right now, like instrumental, mostly instrumental. There'll be some words, but I don't think I'm singing. On this one, this is more about what I like about guitar and what I think about guitar. And I was a little like, you know, self-conscious about this. I haven't like actually finalized anything or really laid down the tracks, but I started doing like just preliminary demos and stuff, you know, like to try and get some vibes for the musicians that I want to incorporate. And when I listened back and I started playing it for some close friends and stuff, I was just surprised at how coherent it was coming across. Like I thought they were more like abstract and, you know, here's like some guitar stuff, you know, but people were hearing some story in it a little bit more than I realized, so that's interesting. You know, I actually think there's something to, and somebody said this to me a long time ago, there's just something to like life experiences, you know, like actually having experiences and looking at them and reflecting and thinking about them, and then somehow that creeps its way into whatever art medium you're engaging in.
All right. Cool. All right. Next question. I'm sure you work with a lot of, you know, different artists and stuff, I'm sure. So let me ask you a question. Is there like any like studio crazy stories that you can share with us on camera, you know?
Studio crazy stories.
We all have stories, man. Go ahead, tell yours.
I mean, damn, I got the craziest story in the world, but I don't know. I mean,
share it, damn it! Come on.
No. All right. Well, look, I'll tell you this because I met you through a church, and we were playing in a church, and this is this is true, man.
Oh shit. Okay.
This is some shit. So last year, a dear friend of mine who's a studio owner, suffered a heart attack in the middle of a session that we were in. And it was me and two other dear friends that all knew this guy very well.
Yeah.
And, you know, he went down, he wasn't breathing, all that kind of stuff. CPR started.
What? In the studio?
In the studio. Somebody else started the compressions.
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, while they were doing compressions and another friend was on the phone, I just had a moment to myself to think about what was going on. And I ended up saying a real prayer for this guy. You know, I was like, all right, you see what's going on. I'm going to go do what I can.
That's what's up.
And we went back in, rounds of CPR, and this guy ended up living, and he's walking around today. Shout out to Mike.
Shout out to you, Mike. That's what's up, man.
So,
Is this guy a clergy collar?
I don't know if there was another crazier story I'll ever see in a fucking studio than that, but that was
wow,
one of the craziest things that's ever happened.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that you kept your. I mean, how did you kept your cool? Was it like, I'm sure it was kind of scary for you,
dude? I gotta tell you, it was like, I mean,
kind of
that experience. Nothing really It happened so fast, dude. There was like 3 or 4 minutes that it all went down in, and in a weird way, like it did feel a lot longer.
We talking about all types of anointed oil. Just call Phil. You over there going saving people's lives. This is crazy, man. That's dope, man. That's crazy, man. I know that was a scary situation, man, for real. I've seen some stuff. I seen this dude just pass out in front of me one time. We was just all hanging out, and I ain't gonna lie, I was smoking a joint with the peoples and whatever. It was, and I forgot where was I. I think I was like in Turks and Caicos, or I don't know. Was it there? Or it was the Cayman Islands. We was over there. And after that, a bunch of us decided to go and hang out, and we was just like, oh, go act the fool. And we had a nice little job, and we was like, all right, cool, we're gonna hang out. So we linked up with these guys, whatever, that worked at the hotel. They hooked us up, got some weed, whatever. Met over there, we smoking, enjoying, whatever. It was like about like 15 of us, whatever. And we were all chilling in one of my guys' room. He has an open, a little outside, balcony. We all had that, but we was in his room, whatever. We chilling, whatever. We hanging out, and we're all laughing. Next thing you know, I don't know what it was, but I just happened to look at the guy as it happened. I'm looking around and getting high, whatever, and I just happened to look at the guy. He just said, "Ooh. Bow!" Falls back, straight back on his head.
That's terrible.
And then he started getting pale in the face and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, yo, what in the world's going on? And then we're like, oh, and then one of the girls, she starts screaming like, oh my God, start going crazy. And then after a while, we're like, yo, you good? But he just gets up out of nowhere. He just gets up. It's just like, oh no, I'm good, guys. I'm fine. Just need some water. I just need some water. I'm fine.
All right, so 2 people went down and they both got back up. God is good.
And it was crazy because when he got back up, he was ready to fight because one of the dudes just came out and just started throwing water on his face. And then when he got back up, he got mad. He was like, did you just throw water on my face, dude? I'm like, yo, okay, we know he's good now.
He's good, yeah.
We were like, yeah, just sit down because he was real pale. Like, it was weird. But shout out to my man, Brian. I won't say the last name, but I'm just glad you're okay. But, yo, that was some crazy days, man. But, yes, just glad everybody was good.
Yeah.
All right, so, do you when you approach like songwriting, do you write for like other people? Have you done it? Or?
Nah, I never really got into writing like that. I like writing things that come to me and sort of, at this point it's like splotches of lyrics and stuff like that. And you know what I like doing actually? I like filling in lyrics with people. Like when I'm sitting with a good lyricist where we got a good concept and something's happening, I'm usually good to be the guy in the room that has like one little word or line,
a little exclamation there,
something that does a little something else, and that's like, I don't know, that's where I see I have a lot of fun and usually have like something that's pretty valuable. But from start to finish, songwriting has been a little bit more. I think I do it with the guitar better.
Okay.
Personally. But I like it. That being said, man, I've also been
this
playing.
This dope, man.
The song you always like, "Shape of Things."
Yeah. Oh yeah. Come on, man, you should have did that.
No. I mean, whatever. We could.
Come on.
We could do whatever we want.
Let's go. That's
we
what
could
I'm
do whatever
about.
we want. But I'm saying that song. You always said you liked it. I played it for.
I fucking love that song.
I played it for some singer-songwriter heads down where I've been living in the country, and somebody stopped me and they're like, man, I'm a lyrics. They said I'm a lyrics person, and they're like, I really tapped into what you were saying there, and I was like, what
it's crazy because one of my questions.
I don't know. Maybe I'll write more.
One of my questions I was gonna ask, like, if there's a song that that people probably slept on, but then it was like kind of like that gem. You know what I'm saying? I think that Shape of You is kind of like something that just creeps up on you. It's just like, yo, I really like this goddamn song.
It does work. It does. I might take another look at it at a certain point.
I remember I came to see you a while ago when you went live. You was doing your show, and I came to see you, and you played that song.
Yeah.
Did you see the reaction and how you got into that place? People's going crazy. Even people singing along who knew the song. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, it's true.
They really liked it.
Maybe I should pull that one out a little bit more.
You should.
Thanks, Jay.
He's talking about the song. He's talking about the song, guys. Okay, so relax.
Oh Jesus.
Come on, we're ignorant. Come on. Anyway, when it comes to pause,
I didn't even
that's what it is.
We
gotta check ourselves. That's all it is. I'm sorry.
I didn't even catch that. Jesus.
It's been a pause moment in every show. Trust me, don't worry about it. You're good. All right. So, as someone who plays guitar and produces, do you feel like live instruments are starting to make it back into the mainstream?
I actually think.
'Cause I'm starting to see kind of that nowadays. I'm seeing rappers, trap starting. I'm seeing people in the background and the drum.
I mean, even back to our AI situation, stuff like that. I just think that as all the technology has gotten more and more present in music, popular music particularly, I see audiences craving instrumentalism, like high level instrumentalism. In some senses, what I see is high level instrumentalism is becoming rarefied in a very awesome way,
It's
where
real.
like people want to pay to see it. They want to get close to it, and it actually opens up a lot of ways that it can happen, because it can happen in a big space, but it could also happen in a small space.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing about a lot of instrumentalism, where like a lot of this stuff is acoustic sometimes, and you know, like, so it opens itself up for like very small sort of intimate spaces versus, you know, larger spaces with a bigger crowd and stuff like that. So I actually think the technology is moving in a way where people who really can play their instruments are standing out a little bit more.
Yeah, man. The question's good. They're not scary or nothing like that.
Not at all. What do you mean? Scary.
Wait till you hear the next one.
I want bring me the scarier ones.
I'm just joking.
Bring me the scary ones. Let's go.
I don't know if I want to do the scary ones. You know what I'm saying? Some viewers probably can't handle some of this stuff.
That was good. That was like a commercial.
I'm just joking. It was.
That was fucking good.
All right. So, what advice would you give young creators trying to build a name without losing their sound? Oh.
First, find your sound.
There you go.
But I don't know, man. It's the Wild West right now. It's hard to give advice to anybody about anything. And be honest, you know.
I was just talking to people about that.
It doesn't really make sense on a certain level, you know. It's just almost anything goes. I think I'll give them the same advice that I was given, and I don't know. It's done something for me, I guess. I always feel like I'm on my way out, so ignore the cynicism.
This is way out.
Do a good job every time. Get skills. If you have skills in music, if you want to work in music, get skills. If you have skills, you'll always save people time and money.
Phil is really giving that I am not easily impressed shit right now.
No,
he's like, get skills.
No, seriously, get skills.
Make sure you work
and then
hard.
do a good job every time.
Do a good job, right? Do a good job.
I swear to God, it's the simplest
shit. But he does it with
shit,
a straight, serious face, like.
If you fucking do that,
yeah.
I think that's your best shot.
It is.
It's a radical fucking idea, I know. Get some skills and do a good job with those skills.
Exactly.
Fucking radical idea.
That's it. That's how it goes. Exactly. God damn it, you do a good job. Shit. What else you do?
I do think that that's actually sound advice, kids. Take that to the bank.
Take that sound advice.
Take that shit to the bank.
Yes. Listen, God damn it. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
That's when you said it's the Wild West. People
That's the
say,
problem.
right. Everybody carrying guns. They ain't listening. They just shooting. And they ask questions later. Right. Okay. So here's my last question to you. When the lights go off and the crowd is gone and it's just you and the silence, what keeps you going?
God.
Ooh, I was about to say, come on, baby. You better answer that shit right.
Easy.
That's crazy.
Someone's got a better answer.
God, and I just cursed right after.
Someone has got a better answer. Let me know. I'll check it out.
That's right. God and faith. Keep that. I was about to curse right after, but I was like, damn, I can't do it.
When you were talking about the pipe organ earlier, about the churches and stuff, and you know, we said we met through the church. I remember for the first 6 months of playing in that church, I came from a Catholic background. If you ever been
in the Catholic church?
No, playing in the church with you.
Okay.
Yeah, in Tabernacle.
Tabernacle. Bishop Guards.
Bishop Guards.
I apologize if you've seen all the cursing, but you know.
I miss him. I miss him.
We would just hang with him on Sunday.
I fucking
He
miss
gave the
that guy.
footprints.
Yo, that's funny.
He gave a footprint, but he ain't really do nothing. He
Yeah,
just had
of
like a half a drink, and he was just like,
He blowing
I
up
have
his-
to get out of here because my wife needs my car. Yeah. He had to handle his business. He's like, yo, his wife's car got messed up, so she has some things to do, so he needed the car. So he was just sitting there drinking. He was just sitting there like, how are you, son? All right, good to see you. All right, now I have to go because my wife needs my car.
Hilarious.
Blessing, son.
This is a piece
I'm
of.
gonna interview you, Bishop. I gotta get you down here.
You
That would be
absolutely
that would
should
be
do
a
that.
great interview. The interview Bishop Guards. That
Yo.
would be hilarious.
You should absolutely do that. I'm glad that somehow in this fucking interview
Oh,
you found that.
I
at the
would
end.
love
If
to
nothing else,
interview
you
him.
found that at
He's
the
gonna
end
be
of
like,
this.
well, it's good to be here, son. It's good to be here. I'm trying to be just like you. Try to keep up with all the saints and all the congregation that attends Tabernacle of Praise. I have a son and a daughter. I have a lovely wife and a mother who supports me in church at Tabernacle. If you don't know where it is, it's Utica and Avenue. I'm going all day. Come on, Bishop. Come on the show. I'd love to have him on there, man. But yes, man, Phil, I appreciate you coming through. Right now, we got another segment. We got a little studio session, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Hopefully you could do a little something for us before you skedaddle on out of here, you know what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together last time. Once again for Phil Faconti, y'all. Come on, put your hands together. Yes. Thank God for sound effects.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank God for sound effects, God damn it. So we'll be right back, and next you'll be hearing my guy Phil getting down in the studio. We out! Oh, my guy.